being consistent is all that you require. See, CFA is
Mm,
though very vast, it's not very tough,
mm.
to be very
Yeah.
honest. So my strategy was doing the tough things from the video lectures that were
Mm,
provided and not spending my time on video lectures on the theoretical things. So doing the theoretical things from the book itself, and the
mm.
book in itself is very comprehensive.
Hi, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of Skilled Sapien Podcast. Today, you are tuning into something truly special. We have our guest, Kartikai Mehta, who's a CFA Level 1 qualifier with 90 plus percentile in CFA. Hi, Kartikai. Welcome on board.
Hi Manchi, thank you for having me here. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure hosting you here. First of all, congratulations for passing CFA Level 1 and with such flying colors, 90 plus percentile. How does it feel?
So I was, to be honest, not expecting to score 90 percentile above. I mean, I was
Yeah,
expecting that I'll convert the exam. But
yeah.
yes, after when I got the result, I was the only student in my batchmates who scored 90 percentile plus. So yes, I was really happy, and it was a feeling of proud for my parents as well.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, you'll be feeling proud about yourself and your parents. So, yeah, what motivated you to pursue first question to CFA program? What motivated?
So basically, I matriculated into Keshav Mahavidyalaya, where currently I'm pursuing Bachelor's of Management Studies. So in the
Okay.
first year when I got to know that we have specialization in third year.
Hmm.
So we have around, say, for example, 3 or 4 specialization. So that's marketing,
Okay.
finance, uh, HR, and international business. And I got to know that finance has the most high-paying jobs that offers that come to our college. So somewhere in my mind, I knew that this might be a thing that I want to pursue finance. But even then, I was not sure that finance is the only thing for me.
Hmm.
To be very honest, CFA was a kind of bet, right? I did CFA to explore finance, and 1 year down the line, after completing CFA, this is something I'm sure that yes, it has my interest. This is a thing of my interest. There was nothing like that from the very beginning. I'm very much motivated towards finance. After doing CFA, after doing the curriculum, now I can say that yes, finance is a thing for me. Initially, it was a kind of bet only. I didn't know how things gonna happen in future.
Hmm. Okay. So, like, did you have any prior finance experience before starting the
No,
program? No.
no. I started the preparation in my fourth sim.
Hmm.
I was It was in January 2023. All
Yeah.
right. So I didn't have any prior experience to finance.
Okay. So, like, looking back, what was your biggest challenge for studying and preparing for CFA? What was the biggest thing that hindered your?
Okay. So see, I started in January 2023. All
Hmm.
right. I gave my exam in November 2023. When I
Okay.
started off, I took a coaching class. I'll not take the name, but the video lectures were very lengthy. All right.
Okay.
So they were close to 600 hours.
Hmm.
Now, I had other commitments as well. I was the part of core society in my college. I had to deal with my academics. I was also hosting one of the few events in my college as well. When I started off my preparation, see, I was just relying upon the video lectures. I was doing the video lectures, doing his notes, the notes
Hmm.
provided by the tutor, and then simultaneously I was doing the other notes that are provided by third party. All right, so I started in Jan till May, till May, I had covered only 25% of the syllabus. 5 months had
Okay.
passed, but I had covered only 25% of the syllabus. Now I was left
Okay.
with around 6 months. In these
Hmm.
6 months, I had to do an internship because companies would start coming to the college after November.
Hmm.
I had to obviously clear this examination. I also had to deal with the academics. So just look, I had done just 25% of the syllabus.
Yeah.
75% was rest. So it was a very burdensome for me, and I was very tense that how will I be able to cover my syllabus in a few months left when I have covered only 25% of the syllabus left. So I had to change my strategy. I left the video lectures because the lecture timings was close to 600 hours. So it was too much for me. So I'll have to spend like like 4 hours or 5 hours a day just doing the lectures to cover up
Hmm.
the syllabus, only to cover up the syllabus. So again, I started my preparation from the curriculum material that is provided by CFA itself. All right, I just started reading the books that they provide, and my pace, it just paced up. The things, the pace increased. My speed of learning and the understanding of the overall topics also started to increase. All right, so now in another 3 months, from June, July, August to September, in around 4 months, 3.5 months, I completed the rest of the syllabus.
Hmm.
All right. So in the first 3 months, I covered 25% of the syllabus. In the another 3 months, I covered 75% of the syllabus, and that
Yeah.
was majorly due to me changing my strategy and shifting over to doing the curriculum material rather than watching the
Hmm.
videos. So
Okay.
yes, before the 3 months period, just after May, it was very a situation of tension for me that how will you be able to do the rest of the syllabus when I also have to do an internship.
Yeah. Like Kartika, even I believe that when you're preparing for something, no, at first moment, so it is very difficult for you to realize that what is the right way to approach the whole syllabus. So you have to like
True.
do some sort of sort, or you have to like know that what are the things that you should focus on, and rather than like just focusing on the material you have been provided to. So yeah, there's a lot of there's it's a complete, that's why this is called a journey, because you learn a lot of things, you discover a lot of
True.
things, you discover some people like you, and I know a lot of people who qualified with flying colors, they discover new methods of studying, and they, like you told your experience, people out there would be learning, all the folks out there preparing for CFA would be learning a lot, because if they are facing problems, for example, like you faced, so now they'll be able to relate, okay, so I'm not the only one, like I'm not the alien one here, it is okay to be there. Okay.
Right. Right.
So, like, okay. So, how did you manage your time effectively? Like, along with your internship, you were a part of club and committee, your academics
Right.
and everything. How did you manage time?
So see, basically, I guess there are two kind of people. There are
Yeah.
one who do consistently 3 or 4 hours a day, and they do it for a long period of time. And at the
Hmm.
second place, we have people who just don't do anything for the first few months, or they are committed somewhere else. And the last few months, they study like 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day. I'm not the one who can accumulate all the stress and do at the end. So I'm one of those who is consistent.
Hmm.
He's giving 3 4 hours a day for like 5 6 months. So I was a bit consistent, even though I was dealing with my internship. After coming from internship, I had 3 4 hours a day. Even when I was a part of the academics, college societies, I was dealing with my own academics. I had 3 4 hours a day. All right. So being consistent is all that you require. See, CFA
Hmm.
is though very vast. It's not very tough,
Hmm.
to be very
Yeah.
honest. CFA level one at least just covers superficially upon the topics. Obviously, there are a few topics which are tough, but you don't need to give a lot of time. You don't, the topics are not that tough that you need to give a lot of time to understand the simple
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So CFA level one is very easy comparatively to its other levels.
Hmm.
So that's how, just being consistent over the time, just taking out 3 4 hours a day daily. I was very regular with my studies.
Yeah. So, like, the next question is regarding that only. Like, what study resources did you find most helpful? Like the textbook, the online courses, or the papers, everything?
Mhm. Mhm. See, in CFA level 1, 30% topics are practical and 70% is theory. And the
Hmm.
70% the theoretical part is very easy. 30% is comparatively tough because it's a bit technical and mathematical.
Hmm.
All right. So my strategy was doing the tough things from the video lectures that were
Hmm.
provided and not spending my time on video lectures on the theoretical things. So doing the theoretical things from the book itself. And the
Hmm.
book in itself is very comprehensive. And
Yeah.
I didn't do the practical topics from the book because it's a bit difficult to understand a technical or a practical thing or a mathematical formula, say for example, from a book, because they give their own annotations, own symbols, so it's a bit difficult to understand the formula. All right, so I was referring for the tough part or the quantitative part to video lectures and doing the rest from the uh, book itself. After that, to revise the syllabus, I was doing Schweizer notes.
Yeah.
These are the most popular
Hmm.
material available on internet. And I practiced for practicing questions. I referred again to the CFA curriculum material and the material that was provided to the by the tutor.
Okay. So like, did you form a study group or did you like primarily study independently? And what was your approach? Did you took
See,
any help?
I studied mostly independently. There are four students from my batch who were preparing for CFA level one. So yes, we used to solve each other's doubt at times, but
Hmm.
it used to happen, very rarely. It was I studied independently only. I didn't join any
Hmm.
group,
Hmm.
though a group was provided by the tutor, but I didn't join that.
Okay. So like, which topic in your exam and the area you found like challenging and the areas you found like, okay, this is something which I have an expertise on and I can do it easily.
See, I'm someone who's good with numbers. All right, I'm good in maths. So the
Okay.
topics which required me to solve something, which requires a kind of quantitative aptitude, I was good in those topics.
Hmm.
There are other topics which are a combination of theory and say theory and practical. I was good in those too because again the
Hmm.
theoretical part is also the application of the numerical part. But then
Hmm.
there are topics which are purely theory. These are
Hmm.
alternate investments and ethics. So ethics is one of the most difficult topics of CFA
Hmm.
according to me,
Hmm.
unless you don't know the strategy how to prepare
Yeah.
for it. So when I started off my preparation, I didn't do the curriculum material because there's one chapter that is of 300 pages. All right, just one chapter, and it's full of words and words and words. I when I started my preparing for this ethics part, I left that topic. I just did the notes and started doing the question bank that they have provided, and I
Okay.
scored very bad. So I had to do something with the ethics, and ethics had a very high weightage in the exam. It was close to 15% or 16%. That's a lot. So
Hmm.
now I had to do something. Then I jumped on to the material that they have provided, and the books or the one chapter that I'm talking about that comprises of 300 pages. So
Hmm.
it's very tiresome to read ethics. All right, they have given a law, a policy, and after that they have given five clauses of the law. So
Hmm.
now with each clause, you have five questions, five practical questions. So, for example, if A does this, is he punishable? Is this wrong? Is this right?
Okay.
So it's a lot to study and it's very boring. So by the end, I did that material at least twice, the
Okay.
just the examples. And yes, I scored well in ethics too. And this was the most challenging part for me to score well in ethics. But at
Yes.
the end, I did
So
well.
yeah, so to all the folks out there who are scared of ethics, now you can know that Kartikeya prepared like two times and that was enough for him. But that is not necessary that for you that's enough or for you that's like less or more. It depends on, I think it varies from person to person, Kartikeya, like their strength and weaknesses. Some might be
Yeah.
strong in an area, some might be weak in that area. So yes, you can take the approaches like the area in which you are weaker, you can just approach that a method that he approached. You can complete the syllabus twice and revise it again and again so that you have a control over it, you have a grasp over that particular topic. So yeah, that is very like informative for us. So okay, so like did the actual exam felt like the practice question you used to do, like was there any similarity? Did it help you out there in your exams,
See,
the
basically
mocks?
the lives, right. So there are three level of difficulties in the examination,
Okay.
in the practice questions that we do. Then
Hmm.
easy, moderate, and difficult. And the actual paper lies somewhere between easy and moderate. The paper is not very
Hmm.
tough. Obviously, there are few questions which are difficult, but the overall difficulty level stays up to moderate only,
Hmm.
right? And when I talk about mocks, the mocks that are provided by CFA curriculum. They are very similar to the actual exam that comes. So
Hmm.
if you are scoring a score in mocks, so just believe that this is very close to the score that you will score in actual exam if you have just given the mock a few days back, a few days before the actual examination. So the mock examination that provided by CFA is very much similar to the actual exam that comes, and it's not very tough.
Okay. So like we as a people who were preparing earlier for like right now, so I have passed that phase, but yeah. when we used to like prepare for exams. So there were some YouTube videos and people teaching students, and they were like telling them not to prepare that much. Even if you go through the mocks, it's enough. So one personal suggestion to all the folks out there: if you are not preparing well for any of the exams, be it CFA, be it CAT, be it any exam out there for your career future, and you won't be able to, if you're not preparing well, you won't be even able to make it to the mocks as well. Because I believe, like Karthik, you have prepared hard enough to make it to make a good mock of, for yourself. And if you don't make a good mock for yourself, you cannot get that confident which person gets to appear in the exam. So yeah, only
True.
mocks are not going to help you out there. You have to like prepare well, revise your syllabus twice, thrice, and then go for a mock. It will be more like helpful for you. What's your say on that, Karthik?
See, basically, people generally say about CFA that you have to practice a lot,
Yeah,
right? So you have to do questions twice and thrice. I hold a different opinion. I am just of the opinion, just revise the syllabus again and again. See, it's
yeah.
purely theory, right? It's
Hmm.
75% theory. And you cannot practice theory again and again. So you just need to be thorough with what's given in the books. So don't practice a lot. I just practiced the questions just once. And I did the theory again and again. And
Hmm.
just from the notes, I did the
Hmm.
curriculum material once because I cannot do it again. It's a curriculum
Huge.
of 3,000 pages,
Yeah,
right? You cannot spend, you cannot do it again. But I had
yeah.
Schweizer books. So I did the material once. Then I did the Schweizer. Then I practiced the questions. Then again did the Schweizer. Right. Now doing question part is gone. The questions which I did wrong, I'll revise those questions again, but I'll not do everything again. Again, do the Schweizer part because it's just revising the Schweizer hardly takes 5 days, right? And just before the exam, do it twice. Just,
Hmm.
just for the last 10 days, spare this time for just revising the Schweizer, not doing anything, not doing questions, not doing mocks, just revising the Schweizer. Because the amount or the content that you'll retain, it will help you a lot. At the end, the content that you have retained in your mind will help to truly help you a lot. The questions are very direct and they're
Yeah.
purely theoretical questions.
Yeah, and I guess there's no need to like mug up the questions in your curriculum. You have to like
See,
understand the theoretical part.
you cannot mug up 3,000 pages
Yeah,
thing, and even when you talk
exactly.
about notes, you cannot mug up. Obviously,
Yeah.
you have to understand the things.
So even I have seen people around me who were like, I'm truly not a person with finance background. So yeah, but I have seen people preparing for CFA around me. And I've seen people qualifying with it and not qualifying with it. So there was one difference. Like if you're treating CFA as a subject, like as a subject in your curriculum, like you'll study 10 days before, a month before, 2 months before, or a night before, so is a nightmare, obviously. But yeah, if you are trying to study it at 10 days before, 15 days before, one month before, it is not possible. Practically, it is not advisable to you. Might be there, your luck might work, or you have a prior finance background, then the case might be different for you. But if someone is suggesting you that you can prepare it in 10 days, 20 days, 1 month time span, that is not possible. You require a proper preparation time span, you require your revision, you require everything which is required for a particular preparation of any given exam, right?
Right, right. See, so basically, the thing is, why are you preparing for the examination? You don't have to
Yeah.
show the certificate to anyone. You are doing it to gain the credibility and to gain the knowledge. All right.
Yeah.
And if you want to gain the knowledge, you have to understand the things. And understanding takes time. You cannot study a subject that people suggest to do it in 6 months. You cannot do it in 2 months. And even if
Yeah,
you do, you have
absolutely.
good retention power.
Absolutely.
You cram the things.
Yeah.
There's no point. Ultimately, you are making a career in finance. And if you don't understand basic things just because you crammed that stuff before, there's no point.
Hmm. Exactly. So, like, what is your opinion for someone who's interested in similar career path as yours? Like, would you recommend starting with CFA program, or what would be your suggestion? Like, if a person is interested in finance and CFA.
I guess CFA is a very good exam to pursue,
Hmm.
right? When you start the examination, even if you don't have any finance background and you are a bit interested in exploring opportunities in finance, CFA is a thing that you can pursue. If you feel that it asks for a lot of money and you want to test the waters before, I would suggest do some kind of online financial courses that are provided
Hmm.
by SEBI and NSE. And after doing the courses, you'll get a taste of what financial markets is all about.
Hmm.
After doing that, you can jump into CFA and you don't need to have any prior background experience
Yeah.
for CFA because the curriculum starts from the very basic. What they are teaching
Hmm.
is very basic, at least in the CFA level one, and the difficulty gradually increases as you move to further levels. So
Okay.
yes, for me, like for the person who wants to explore CFA curriculum, it will
Hmm.
be a good go if you are sure, like, even if you're not sure, if you think that CFA can be a thing for you, so it will build your interest gradually.
Okay. So, like, in your opinion, what's the most valuable financial concept you learned from, like, level one?
Okay. See, just getting to know how stock markets work, what are the things in stock market really helped me. To name a topic, portfolio management, I would say was one of the topics that, created a lot of curiosity in my mind. Getting to know how, a stock price moves in accordance to the market. This all these things are very new for me. And to understand how I can forecast a price of stock, how can I forecast this thing, that thing. So that excited me the most. And yes, the portfolio management was the thing, it helped me a lot also in the interview part.
Okay. So, like, how do you think passing CFA level one will benefit your career aspirations and others as well?
See, yeah, after I passed CFA level one, a few of the companies visited my campus, and I was pleased on the campus. And passing CFA level one helped me a lot. It added to the credibility, and secondly, it gave me a lot of knowledge about the financial market. So when I'm
Mm.
sitting in an interview for the position of say analyst or associate, so I did have a lot of financial
For hand.
knowledge in when I compared
Yeah.
myself to my other peers. So I got an edge, and yes, that helped me a lot to get into the placements.
Okay. So, ending it with the last question, like, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting to prepare for CFA level one? And is there, what would be your advice to that person?
Okay, basically I know people are very much afraid to start CF, and when they start, just they see the curriculum, they see it's very vast, so they're very afraid to they don't know how will they cover up such a syllabus, such a vast syllabus. But to be very honest, the syllabus is very easy. Don't get afraid. Right, once you start doing the things, it will take some time. Like, there are few topics which are difficult, which will consume
Yeah.
more of a time. But again, there are topics which will take very less time. You don't
Yeah.
need to do topics again and again and again. And it's the CFA curriculum is very nice. I would suggest recommend to that curriculum. It will also improve reading habits and also just give you deeper insights into the material. So don't be afraid of CFA. It's a very easy exam, at least for CFA level one, and just dive into it.
Okay. So one thing I would like to ask you from my end. Is there anything else that you want to add that you wish you would have known before giving the exam and should suggest to the people who are trying to prepare?
That's the only thing that I'll tell myself, that I was also very worried. How will I do the syllabus in the coming years? I mean, in
Okay.
the coming months. And I just shifting my studying strategy from video lectures to the curriculum. So I would recommend to older Kartike that you don't need to rely much upon the video lectures. That give me a lot of stress. You can just make your own strategy and study yourself completely. Yeah, that strategy that I would give to myself and to the other people who just completely rely on video lectures. That of course, if the tutor is teaching well, you can rely upon him. But if it's consuming a lot of your time, so you can, or there's obviously another way.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Karthike, for such an insightful session. And to all the folks out there, guys, please jot down the points you think that are helpful for you. Because these are the things no one's going to tell you, because these are the real experiences which we are bringing on board with you guys, for you guys. Because it's very important for everyone out there, I believe, Karthike, for them to realize that what actually a journey is. Like, you can script a journey. People are like nowadays approaching people out there who have not even qualified and taking interviews, so that is somewhat scripted, and we wanted to make it very real so that people out there can get to know folks who have already made it to some certain level and have qualified CFA and have made it like you have 90 plus percentile. So who better than you can describe them about your journey and what accomplishments you have, what edges you have over there. So if you're doubting yourself, guys, the finance people, the finance folk out there, please go for CFA. If you are doubting yourself, just give it a try. Just go ahead with it, and we'll see whatever will happen will happen. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you here on board with us, like Kartike, making it to CFA level one. Okay, thank you so much for today's podcast, Kartike, and it was pleasure hosting you out here. And to all the folks out there, do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Skilled Sapiens, and stay tuned for the next vlog.